Hello guys, my name is Caitlin Will, and I'm a group that is covering the Hong Kong cop thriller Infernal Affairs, as well as its US remake, The Departed. So by now you've already heard my other group members, Jolene and Nicholas, both introduce and analyze and compare the films. I am here now to talk about of both films and sort of let you know what critics thought of each of them. So first up, we have Infernal Affairs. This is the original. Just to give you guys a basic overview, this film got a rating of 94% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. Seems like, on the whole, critics really liked this movie. But to give you more specific examples, Robert gave this movie 3 out of 4 stars in his review, and he praised the film's complexity. He described it as clever and complex. He also said it pays off in a kind of emotional complexity rarely seen in crime movies. G. Allen Johnson of the San Francisco Chronicle was also a fan. He also gave it high praise. In his review, he referred to Infernal Affairs as a masterful chess match of wit and ingenuity. He even went so far as to say director Andrew Lau has outdone himself. He liked this film so much that he said the planned Martin Scorsese remake will have a hard time equaling the original. Christopher Orr of The Atlantic also said kind things. He not only praised the plot, but the cinematography as well. He said it had both mind-teasing ingenuity and also emotional richness. As for cinematography, he enjoyed the frequently striking but brisk and unwallowing camera work, as well as the film's toned-down and steely color palette of gleaming urban blues and silvers. So just to sum up, many critics truly liked Infernal Affairs, especially the sheer cleverness and depth of the story that it told. Now, moving on to our second film, US remake, The Departed. Just to give you guys a general overview, its Rotten Tomatoes score is 90% fresh. Critics generally have good things to say about this movie too. Roger Ebert, for one, loved The Departed. He gave it 4 out of a possible 4 stars, his highest ranking, and said that even though the plot is just copy and pasted out of the original, it's truly a Scorsese film and not merely a retread. Basically, he really liked the way that Martin Scorsese was able to take on an existing film, an existing story, and really sort of transform it and make it his own. Give it his own flair. Al Hoff, writing for the Pittsburgh City paper, was a bit less kind. He had some nice things to say about The Departed. He recognized that Scorsese was working with a top-notch cast of actors, including such greats as Leonardo DiCaprio, Matt Damon, Jack Nicholson. He also wrote that the film is really fun, although to him this is a pro as well as a con. He said the entire film, all 2.5 hours of it, is more or less than entertaining, and for a film that long, that's not easy to do, but he also said the film is closer to a comedy than a realistic, downbeat look at law and disorder. And while the original film aimed for gravity, The Departed opted for easily digested entertainment. The Atlantic's Christopher Orr agreed with Al Hoff in saying The Departed is not as good as the original film it was inspired by. He even went so far as to say, not only is The Departed not among the best of Scorsese's films, it's not even the best version of this film. Orr was kind to the film than Al Hoff, and certainly less kind than Roger Ebert. He also said that Scorsese's additions tended to crowd out the quieter, meditative elements. He also admitted that The Departed is highly entertaining. It's just not that great of a film. So, just to recap, when it comes to remakes, critics probably go into them with one major question in mind. And that question is, does the remake stand up to or even surpass the original? When it comes to The Departed, some critics, like Roger Ebert, would answer yes. Other critics, like Orr and Hoff, would answer definitely not. Still, on the whole, like its Hong Kong original, The Departed is favorably reviewed by critics for the most part. Here is a complete list of every review that I read and quoted from. I had to break it up into 2 parts. I hope you enjoyed learning about both of these films, as well as how they were received, and thank you for listening.